Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I am Kirsten, Kirsten the Eccentric. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe and like this video so that I can reach more people and so that you can know every time I'm uploading a video. Thank you for being here, and if you are returning, thank you and welcome back. I love y'all. And today I just wanted to speak on the power of motherhood in general, because a lot of people talk about the power of womanhood, but I haven't really seen many people talk about the power of motherhood, and they could be talking about it. I just may not be aware of it. I haven't came across a video, no one yet talking about it. And I decided to make a video about it because yesterday was Mother's Day here in the U.S. And while reflecting on Mother's Day, first of all, let me just say that every day is Mother's Day for me. Ever since I gave birth to my first child in 2010, every day has been Mother's Day for me and my children. I spend about 90 to 95% of my time with my children, and that's just that, and it's completely by choice as well. That's something I chose to do because I started to realize the power of motherhood, and so that I've been reflecting a whole lot lately on my life over the past year, I would say, because in the previous video I did let y'all know that I was training to be a life coach or whatever, which I have successfully completed my training, and I will be starting group coaching for mothers very soon. And within that training I had to do like deep self-work. Like I literally had to life coach myself, and I was up, and in addition to that, Ramira, I'm making a video. Ramira and Remy, I'm making a video. Thank you. Mothering in real time. But yeah, can y'all please go in the room and turn that down, please? Thank you. And so, yes, during that process, I have to life coach myself. And in addition to that, while life coaching myself, I was also pregnant. I let y'all know on a life update video that, I've recently given birth. I gave birth to a healthy baby, beautiful son in January. And so that was like, and while that was my fourth birth, like I realized how powerful I was while pregnant, and I didn't, it just dawned on me, like, this is your fourth time doing it, like, and so I just want to make this video just to and let mothers know, because many of us may not realize or have not yet realized how much power we have as mothers. And that's very, very, very important, because motherhood in itself is a journey. Um, Not all women choose to be mothers, and also not all women can be mothers. There are some women who have problems with conceiving, and for me, I feel like motherhood has been a great, great, great blessing to my life. Me having my children actually enhanced my purpose, and it actually changed. Sorry, that's my phone. It actually changed like the direction of my life, like course correction. Course corrected my life, and because I started to realize that my life was no longer just about me. It was about my dependence. It started to become about my dependence as well, because our children are simply extensions of us, and direct reflections of us, being that we share DNA. We pass on our DNA to our children. And so being a mother, it is a very, very, very powerful thing. Um, mother Mothers are worshipped, like, or honored, I should say. Worship and honor, it depending on what part of the world you in, all over the world, because the 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 just the act of carrying a child, or the concept, I should say, is a very it's a very magical process. Like how the child is formed within our body, and then how the child creates the whole placenta inside of the woman's body, and how we nourish our child through what we eat and what we consume, um, which is not just about what we eat, but what we drink, what we listen to, what we pay attention, what we give our attention to, what we allow into our energetic space. All of that affects the child while it's in our womb. And I don't think that many mothers perceive that very well when they're you know in a state of pregnancy, because you just think, oh, you're pregnant, the child is in you. But I'm not going to say a lot, because some mothers do know the deep connection, but there are still some mothers who are unaware of the fact that the mother-child bond starts at conception, like while the baby is inside of you, not when you give birth to them and they come into the world. So that right there is just deep and powerful within itself. And I just basically just wanted to get on here and share that, and just to let mothers all across the world know that you are important. We are our children's first teachers. We are their nurturers. Like, the mother is the nurturer, a natural nurturer. Why do you think, like, children always, when there's a problem or when they need something, they always, majority of the time, because sometimes they may not have their mother there in the home, but it's a blessing because they run to the mother first for their, when they're in need, because we are most likely, we are that nurturer naturally. And that's amazing, amazing attribute within itself, to be able to nurture your child back to health, or help them, be able to help them out whenever there's a problem, and to guide them in the best direction that we know. And so we have a great responsibility being mothers. And sometimes it can get overwhelming for some. I know mothers who every mother I know has experienced some form. I had to stop and think. Yes, every mother that I know has experienced some form of stress or depression, or anxiety, due to the fact that we are working hard and doing our best to be the greatest mother that we could possibly be to our children. And it's okay. That's okay, because that's a part of motherhood, especially when you have multiple children. One child maybe is a little easier than having multiple children, because our children are very different. Each person is very, and if you have multiple children, for those who don't know, I have given birth to 4 children, but I have a total of 6, including my 2 bonus children with my husband. And it's not always easy, especially when it's time to figure out what's for dinner, what's for lunch, things like that. I sometimes don't always stick to my schedule. Like, I can plan something and it don't always go that way, whether I decide to change it or the God, the divine, decides that throw a curveball, something in that plan wasn't working, so we got to switch it up real quick. So, and that in itself used to frustrate me, but I have learned that everything happens in divine timing, and I accept that everything always works out for my highest good. And so thank you for the confirmation. And so I'm just learning to surrender and flow and continue being the best mother that I could possibly be, because we have a powerful, powerful, powerful role. Just bringing the child into the world, this world itself is a very powerful act, because it has been said plenty of times that giving birth, giving birth is the closest thing to experiencing death. And, there are women giving birth every day, and so just like, there are people dying every day, but that's a powerful thing to be able to give birth. And whether you gave birth vaginally or had to have a C-section, whatever the case may be, I've experienced both, so I can identify with both sides of the spectrum. I've had 2 cesareans and 2 vaginal births, and if you want to know a little bit more about my birth story, you can go watch the previous video I made about my birth story, and it's more about that. But no matter how you gave birth to your child, that whole process within itself is a very powerful thing, because that's like a portal opening. A child literally being birthed is a portal being opened. The child is coming through a portal. You're coming from the womb into this earthly infinite realm. And so in the womb is dark. They're coming this transition from darkness to light is so powerful spiritually within itself. I don't want to go too deep on that, because that is like a whole nother video. And yes, so we have a great role. Like, motherhood is very powerful, very, very, very powerful, and divine. Like, mothers, I just wanted to just let mothers know that we are truly powerful, we are truly divine. Even though it can be very challenging. We are all super women when it's time to be. Like, yeah. I don't know no mother who haven't put on the cape and been superwoman. Yes, we are very powerful, but I do want to stress and make this very clear that we cannot be superwoman for our children if we are not first taking care of ourselves. Sometimes us as mother, we get lost in just taking care of the children, that we forget to put ourselves first. And this is something that I experienced, and I went through this stage for years. Years of lacking self-care. And I just now recently got back into a space where I have recommitted to taking care of myself first. And I don't regret it, because I feel like that was needed at the time. You know, I had to put more into my children than I put into myself. But now I'm in a space where, okay, things are flowing, and I've learned that not taking care of myself can really affect my health and what I attract into my life, and all my goals, how I reach my goals. And so now I'm like recommitted myself to my goals and my soul's mission, and I am doing so much better with self-care. And I encourage you to as well. Like, it's so important that we take care of ourselves first, so that we can be the best possible mothers to our children. They need us. They need us to be our best selves. They need us to be in our best, in the best mental state possible, because a lot of us, are looking good on the outside, and we put our children together real good, and they have on all the nice things, but we can be lacking mentally in the inside, like not really fully, genuinely loving ourselves, because we don't put more into our mental health, and our spiritual health, and our physical health. Like, all of that is intertwined, and the better you take care of yourself, it basically is the point. The better you take care of yourself, the better mother you could be to your child. And I just want to encourage every mother to keep pushing, keep going, keep bettering yourself every day. Be committed to learning, growing, and evolving, and you'll surpass your goals. You'll start to surpass your goals. And your children will thank you for, being the best parent that you could possibly be, being the best mother that you can possibly be, because we try to take on the world a lot of the times, and I understand that, you know um because we have to, like, because we have these children to take care of. But keep pushing. Our role is very important. It's not always easy, but it's well worth it. They're only children, for a short amount of their life, but they're only young children for a short amount of time of their life and ours. So it's important that we cherish these moments while they're small and pour our best into them, because they're going to one day grow older. And although they'll still be our children, they'll be way more mature. And then we might get to a point in our life where we have to depend on them. And they'll be able to pour way more back into us than we poured into them. And so, yeah, that's my little spiel for today. I just wanted to get on here and share that, because I felt it in my spirit to share. And is anything else? Yeah, I think that's all I have for now. I can't remember. I didn't make notes or anything this time. I just got on here and started talking, and I think I like this format better, just free flowing. And I'm just going to do it that way, because I like to use this platform as like my personal diary. I wouldn't say diary, because not my diary. Just my personal, different things I want to get on here and share and talk about that's on my mind, because I get a lot of downloads and things through meditation. I meditate a whole lot. Like, I sit still and then I be meditating so much more throughout the day. When I feel like I need answers to questions, and I always figure it out. And that's the power of a mother too. Like, you always figure it out. And another thing, I did forget something. What I did reflect on was, like, I was thinking about my grandma, and I was just in a state of gratitude, and because of I was thinking about how she took care of all of us, like all of her children and her children's children. There was a point in time where, we all stayed together, or at some time at one time or another. And like everyone has stayed with grandma in grandma's house before, And so she always, like, made it work with all these mouths to feed. Like, coming from poverty, you always cook a big enough meal for everybody can eat, and things of that nature. And it was always to make things happen. Like, I just miss her so much, and I'm grateful for, like, all the sacrifices she made to be the best person in this world. She if you needed her, she was there. My grandma was at every event, and to support every one of her children, her grandchildren, for everything. She was just that a great supporter, and still, like, instilling certain morals and values to me. She the main thing I took from her life was to keep it pushing, like, keep moving. Grandma, no matter what tried to knock her down, she stood strong. She got back up every time, and stood strong. And that was, her strength was just so amazing to me, and I admire that so much about her. And I just love my grandma and I honor her. I do my best to honor her as much as I can, like every day. And so I'm just grateful for my grandma and, every other woman in my lineage that was a mother that has passed on. I just want to show gratitude and give thanks to those ancestors of mine as well. And I encourage you to do the same thing. The strong mothers, um, give thanks and reverence to them on days like this, especially if they had an impact in your life, because that's motherhood as well. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna sign off. I love you all. Let's continue to heal together. And if you haven't, please share this video with someone if you got something out of it or feel like they could receive something from it. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.